Welcome, y'all, to the 12th episode of Jeremiah the Podcast. I am Jeremiah Alford, and as you know already, you are one beautiful audience, and thank you so much for listening and supporting this podcast. Y'all are helping this grow to where I never thought it would grow to, and this is so cool. I'm very excited with all the new content that I'll be sharing with y'all over the course of this podcast. As always, follow me on social media. I'm at Jeremiah the Insta on Instagram, Jeremiah the Social Media on Facebook, and Jeremiah the Twit on Twitter. Check all those out. Follow me. My Twitter's really weak right now because I just started it. Also, if you're listening to this on iTunes or on YouTube, we just expanded to Stitcher. So that's really cool. So if you have friends with Android phones that don't want to listen to it on YouTube, you can also hit them up and tell them to hit it up on Stitcher. So awesome. Love to see people start using that. Also, shout out to my Swedish fans. I just saw the stats, and I forgot what percentage it was, but the second largest population besides the US is from Sweden. So, hey y'all from over there. Let's see, what else needs to be covered? I believe that is, with everything that's going on, I just want to again reiterate, I want to help grow the sport of weightlifting, and I'm expanding to different content and different artists and different people to talk to, so expect some new people coming along, not just weightlifters or people in the strength and conditioning world to grace this podcast. So I can't wait to share those with you. And again, my vision is to help grow the sport and help make the sport better. And this is a chance to help you connect with these athletes, help you listen to their stories. You can relate to them and learn more about them and know why you're supporting them. Not just to support them because they're a great lifter or they're a big part of the community, but because they're great people and because they're humans like us and they're trying their best. And this sport doesn't have a lot of money in it right now. And so a lot of us have personal businesses and gyms that they run out of and brands and sponsors to keep them afloat, to help pursue their dreams. And we all have dreams and we would love to have someone support us. And this platform is a chance for you to learn about these people's dreams. And if you have the opportunity to support or drop on by these gyms or purchase some of these products under these usernames and codes and all that, do it. Like, you're helping so many people, and the products and the services provided by these athletes and companies are guaranteed to be very good. So again, love y'all ahead of time. Thank you so much for the support and listening. And today we have a great episode with Coard Wilkes. Now, we've had Kane and Coach Wilkes on. Now we've got Coard. He is the owner of Crossfit Indian Trail up in North Carolina. So if you're in North Carolina, hit them up. A wonderful gym. I trained out there, and it's great equipment, great people. That's where the home of Little League Weightlifting is. And if you're not following Little League Weightlifting on Instagram or any of the other social medias, go ahead and hit them up. Also follow Coard at Smooth105 Proof. Again, that's Smooth105 Proof, since I just stuttered through the last attempt. Great guy, really fun conversation. We talk about a lot of things. Of course, weightlifting, that's his background. That's both of our backgrounds, the biggest thing that we connect with. But a really fun one. But without any further ado, we have Coard Wilkes. And away we go. So what have you been working up to lately? You've been owning this new CrossFit gym.
Yeah, CrossFit.
And you just repainted too.
We did, yeah.
I haven't seen the red walls except in the Instagram videos.
That's right, yeah. We did that a few weeks ago.
Is red your color? Red your favorite color?
No. I don't know if I have a favorite color.
Yeah.
Maybe blue.
Maybe blue, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been a blue person all the time. Like Blue Ranger, like the Blue Power Ranger was always my guy.
Oh, yeah?
Except for Tommy. When he came in, yeah.
Right.
Were you in the Power Rangers or anything like that?
I was a little bit. We all were, me and my brothers. But then we couldn't watch it anymore.
Oh no! Did y'all start doing those things?
We watched an episode and we were all hyped up on it, and we started fighting each other, playing and everything. But it got a little bit too rambunctious. And
who got hurt? Who would get hurt? It's four of y'all, right?
Wow.
And
could have been any of us.
Yeah.
If somebody was gonna cry about it, though, it was gonna be me probably.
Oh, I was that same way. Yeah. Well, I just had an older sister, but she would always she would hold me down. Like I'd laid flat, her knees on my arms.
Yeah.
So I can't move, and she's 9 years older than me.
Okay.
And so she has the advantage, and so she'd hock a loogie to my face, and the game would be how close can you get before it hits my face. And she was very bad at that game. She
really?
Yeah. We're very good. I don't know how you'd phrase that.
I don't know either.
What's the age range between you and your brothers? Are you the youngest or
I'm the
second
youngest? So okay. I just turned 28.
Word.
And Kane will be 30.
Yeah.
On the 10th.
Yes.
Actually, and then my brother Cody will be 31 at the end of this month, and then my brother Kyle, by the end of this year, will be 33.
How big is your family? You have 3 other brothers, and then mom and dad.
Mom and dad, yeah.
Okay, and how close are y'all with your like other relatives?
Like
do y'all have family reunions or anything like that? Because my family's not like a big family reunion people.
I haven't heard of any family reunions.
Yeah, it was like we don't. Yeah. It's not. I know so many families that are like that. Like they're like, oh, we get all together. I'm like, really?
Yeah. When I was younger, I think there might have been like 1 or 2 family reunions I went to on my mom's side.
Yeah, we'll be there for like weddings maybe or something like that if they're like close by. But yeah, whole different family dynamic.
Yeah, definitely.
I only have to remember like 2 or 3 birthdays mostly, and then everyone else kind of fills me in. How do you memorize all your brother's birthdays?
Well, I remember that because I don't know how it helps me remember the dates and everything, but when you go through the year, it's in reverse order. It's me first, then Kane, then Cody, then Kyle.
But I'm sure
I remember the dates, I don't know how that happened, but it did. So
I'm sure you understand why you're first. You got to be the first one, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Being the youngest, you get all the attention, you get all the love, but then you get the most beatdowns though with the brothers.
Yeah, to be honest, I would say we were all treated fairly.
Oh, okay.
I did not get any special treatment by any means.
So you grew up fast. What do you say?
I don't know. I say I did. I say I'm the most mature out of all my brothers.
Oh, okay.
They would probably disagree, but
that's what immature people do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
They just can't have it their way. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no special treatment. But then I did get quite a few beatdowns and everything like that.
Yep.
But a lot of the times I brought it upon myself.
What would you do?
I was, especially with my oldest brother Kyle.
Okay.
I was good at pushing buttons.
Okay.
Just little things.
You just knew what would get him a little bit?
Yeah, I would just find something, and then if I found that it got on him, got on his nerves, I'd be like, I'll just push that again and again and again, and then next thing I know, I'm like, why did I do that?
You're in a headlock or you're hanging upside down from a tree or something? Yeah.
So, yeah.
Any broken bones from any of that?
Not that. No.
Okay. Yeah. Besides weightlifting, have you ever had any injuries?
No, nothing serious.
Just
bumps and bruises.
Bumps and bruises.
Yeah.
Do you play any other sports besides weightlifting?
When I was growing up, very first sport I played was soccer, actually. And then I got into flag football, and then football. Okay,
you must have started young with the soccer and flag football.
I was 4 and 5 playing those and everything like that. So, and I only played football through rec league, and by the time I got to the point where I could play middle school, weightlifting had been introduced to us and everything, and me and Kane both at the same time were like,
yes,
we're going to switch over to weightlifting. So
you just knew weightlifting through your father and your older brothers? Is that really how it kind of came about with you?
Yeah, so my dad got my 2 oldest brothers, Kyle and Cody. He started training them with a few other guys from high school.
Yeah.
Just because they were looking to do extra work to prepare for football and everything like that. So he got them at a gym doing what little bit of work he could do, just strength and conditioning with some of the Olympic lifts and everything. And then the strength coach at Great Bridge heard about it, and he was like, well, get your dad to come up here. I'd like to see what he's kind of doing with y'all and maybe learn a little bit from him and everything. So he came up there, and he was there for one summer with Coach Minchef, was the strength coach at that time. And by the end of it, at the end of the summer, Coach Minchef was like, you should really just have Coach Wilkes do this because he knows a lot more and he's doing a much better job with it and everything. So you guys should make him the strength coach, and I'll just focus on being assistant coach for the football team and everything. So he got that. Once he did that, Kane obviously got in there because of middle school, and Coach would be involved with that. And then I just wanted to tag. I was still in intermediate school when that was going on, and I was just like, I want to go do this stuff. So he brought me in up there and let me do that. But I didn't get into actual weightlifting for close to a year.
Okay. You're just doing light weights or just watching most of the time, or
dumbbell routine.
True.
That
Okay,
is
good. Body weight and dumbbells.
body weight and dumbbell routine. That was my life. Not by choice.
How old were you? Yeah.
I was 8 when I got
Oh,
in
then
there.
yeah.
And I wanted to go in there. I wanted to do the barbell movements that they were doing, everything.
Yeah.
But coach, my dad would have me do this dumbbell routine of like 7 or 8 different exercises, and it was like 3 sets of 12 to 15, something like that.
Okay.
And he'd have me go through it, and I'd finish it up, and I'd like rush through it. So I would have all this time to be like, okay, I'm ready. I want to do the barbell stuff now. And I'd run up to him and be like, what do you want me to do now?
Oh, you just get it all done so fast? Yeah.
And then he'd be like, go do it again 2, 3 more times. And I go do it. And then I come back over and be like, what do you want me to do now? And he'd be like, go do it again.
Back
and
when
then eventually he got
yeah.
tired of like telling me that throughout the day. And he'd just be like, okay, just go sit over there and watch. So I'd just sit there and watch everybody lift weights. Most of the time, I would focus in on the Olympic lifts and everything because that looked the coolest to me.
Yeah.
And so I just sit there and watch. And then one day we got up there early.
Okay.
And it was just me and coach. And I was like, can I try one of these snatches that everybody's going around doing and everything like that? And he was like, sure, go ahead. So he actually gave me a curl bar, an easy curl bar.
Wait, like the knurl one? Yeah.
Yeah. Knurl and the waves and everything.
Yeah.
That was the first bar I ever lifted on. And I just did it. And he was amazed at how, like, he didn't have to tell me how to do anything or anything like that. So he was like, how'd you do that? And I was like, whoa, you told me to go watch everybody. So I just sit there and watch them. And I just learned how to do it that way. It was, for me, when I first did it, it was like a natural movement and everything like that. And so that's why I had a quick love for it and everything like that. It just felt so natural.
Yeah.
So
that's where kids like these days have a huge advantage because they can see all like what these great lifters are doing all over the world and their technique and be like, oh, monkey see, monkey do.
Right.
And then just do it. Yeah. Because like you probably didn't see, I don't know, what was the heavy, like, what were the numbers that you were seeing when you started watching weightlifting? Like, you weren't watching these like these Chinese lifters snatch 400 pounds when they're like 77.
Like by the time I actually did our first weightlifting competition, leading up to that, I had no clue there was actual weightlifting competitions and stuff like that.
Oh, you're just like, oh, this is something to
it was just something, we were just doing it for football to get better at football.
Oh, okay.
And we had put in so much work over like a year and a half and everything like that, that coach was just like, I wonder if they do any of these competitions around here. So he went and found one. He was like, we're putting all this work in. Do we want to go do a competition? And like, I think about maybe 15 or 20 kids from the high school, middle school, and then me, the one intermediate kid. Mm-hmm. We all went to go do this competition. That's like when we actually found out that, oh, hey, other people do this and there's actual competitions and supposedly there's a national level and international level.
Yeah.
But still, like, even after that, I didn't realize like how big the sport was and how much weight people actually lifted till maybe a year or two down the road and everything like that. So I thought like a 60 kilo snatch was like something amazing back then and everything like that. So
you're like blues on the bar.
Yeah,
Whoa,
exactly.
Maybe went reds one day. With were you comfortable with the singlet right away? Was that something like
heck no.
Okay, yeah.
There's pictures of like me at my first competition, and like I have my hands like placed out in front of me and my shoulders are all hunched up and everything like that because I'm just like I'm just trying to close up as much as I can. It was terrible.
Oh man, and that's the standard right now. I wonder if that's ever going to change. I don't know yet. Because I'm always trying to figure out where the trends are going and what's going to start like shifting, but it's very slow change with weightlifting, and like it should be. It's a historical sport.
Right, exactly. So,
where do you learn most of your history? Is it through coach or is it through yourself?
Through coach mostly. I mean,
y'all are actually the history because y'all are like this like my generation. Everybody looks up to y'all or like should look up to y'all.
That's all because of coach and all the work he's done for us and everything like that. He made us who we are. So, but I mean, once I got into it and everything like that, I was known to be just sitting on YouTube and everything like that and just watching weightlifting videos of. You
were the mind of it.
Yeah. I would just go watch all these weightlifting videos. I would go on. It was bigger back in the day and everything like that. I think it was called Weightlifting Exchange.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I would go watch all the old time lifters and everything like that. And I was like, when I first saw Pisarenko, my mind was blown because I was like, this is a super heavy, and he doesn't look like your typical super heavy, but he's lifting weights like your typical super heavy. So, but yeah, I remember just watching all those videos and like, Pyrrhus Demos and Mark Huster. I loved watching those two because they were in the same weight class and competed against each other, but they were two totally different lifters to me, but lifted pretty much the same numbers and everything like that. Because you had Pyrrhus, who would just such a intense and explosive lifter, and then you had Mark Huster, was just so technical with all his movements, and every lift looked exactly the same. I was like, if I could put those two together, I feel like you would get a really good weightlifter.
Right, yeah.
But I ended up going more towards the Mark Huster side.
Okay, always focusing on the technique.
As much as I could. When I was younger, you can ask Coach, I had a lot of issues. And it wasn't until I actually had my first like major setback with my back. And I came back in and it was like a clean slate.
Is that good or bad?
That ended up being good for me because I was actually able to, like I knew how to lift and everything still, but I was able to like be like, okay, I haven't done this in a long time, so I'm going to focus on, I had a huge problem of leaning back way too far. I was like, I'm going to focus on staying more straight up, and because of that, my arms would be straight, so I was like, elbows go up, and my feet wouldn't move a whole lot. So like, I just really focused when I first got back into it and everything, really trying to focus on those and clean that up a lot. So it ended up helping me in a way.
What numbers did you end up getting to? Or like at like your peak?
At my peak.
So I always ask like your best all-time snatch training or non-training, and then best all-time clean and jerk training or non-training, and then your best total, like a platform total.
Right. Best snatch is 152.
Okay.
Best clean and jerk, 190.
Ooh.
And best total would be 339.
339. And you were competing as a 94 at those times? Or 85, 94? And now 94. You're like moved up to 105, just living the life?
Living the life, yeah. That's the way to put it. I actually, like when we got to Muscle Driver, I went to the 2015 Nationals as a 94. And then after that, I didn't like go off the rails or anything like that with my nutrition, but I was eating a little worse than I normally would. So I got up to like, I think I was 96 kilos, so it wasn't anything huge. I like to be under though. I like to train under and just
stay under right.
I don't like to. I hate cutting. It's like the worst thing for me ever. I'm terrible at it. So, but yeah, so I was only at 96 kilos, and
because that's just don't eat dinner that night and go to the bathroom in the morning. And you're good.
But so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my nutrition back in check and everything like that. So I started eating really good. And I actually ended up putting on like 2 more kilos while I was doing that. And I was like, I don't like this. So I was like I started talking to Coach about it and everything like that. And I was like, we've always talked about it, but we've never done it. I was like, how do we feel about becoming a 105 and everything? He was like, seems like it's a good time because I know you've been eating really good. So, and you seem to be putting on weight and everything like that, so we went ahead and made the switch for
and
that.
You got the height for it, your family's genetics are like through the roof. What's the average height of y'all? Do y'all know? Would you say you're 6? No, you're not 6 foot.
No, I'm 5'11".
Okay. Wow, you're very that 1 inch. You're very honest about that.
Yeah, well, I always say that I'm like the average height, the perfect height. 6 foot's
there
too
you
tall.
go.
You go 6
they're
foot or more.
You're saying they're freaks, and you're the normal one. There you go.
But I would say probably like average height is probably going to be around like 6 foot. Because Kane, Coach, and Kyle are all like probably 6'2". And then my brother Cody is probably like 5'10". But that's because he's got the whole leg difference, one leg shorter than the other thing. So if he stands on his one leg, he might be 5'11". So,
With big family like that, there's a huge family dynamic. What role do you play in the family, would you say? Because I come from such a small family, so like our roles are like all so many different ones. So,
what role do I play?
Yeah, the sweetheart, the perfect one. You said height always, right?
I always say they stopped with perfection.
Oh, okay. I agree with that one. Yeah, being the youngest one. Yeah,
exactly. There's a reason they had 4. So.
That's above the average. So yeah.
But what role? I don't know. I like to.
There's not really an answer. You don't have to. Yeah.
I got no clue what I would give myself.
Oh, okay.
Goal-wise, but yeah.
Y'all seem like a very close family, and so you've branched out to have. You don't mind me asking? You have a girlfriend now, right?
Yes, I do.
How long have y'all been dating?
We have been dating. Will actually be a year and 3 months.
Ooh, awesome.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll just put this out whatever date that actually works, and then we'll. Yeah. Then you'll be 100% right.
It's the 4th. I know it's the 4th.
Okay, there you go.
I just can't remember. It's 3 months or 4 months.
Yeah.
But I always tell her.
It's always hard because you I always sometimes
we were so
count
focused
the same.
on the year.
Yes. Yeah.
Like we were so focused on getting there.
Yes.
And like we would remember like the 4th every month leading up to that. We'd be like, oh, we've made it 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. And we're like, woo! And then we got to a year. And ever since then, we haven't once remembered till like afterwards, like, oh, we had another month go by. And I always tell her, I'm like, well, I don't care about those days anymore. I'm just happy about every single day. So like, if we remembered the day after, I'd be like a year, 3 months, and 1 day anniversary kind of thing. And I'd be like, that's the day that most is important to me right now. And then I'd say the same thing.
Well, there's nothing more unsexy than like scheduling something.
Right, exactly.
So like, when you like know it's coming on that day, you have to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So like the way I like that.
Yeah.
Little switch. Are you a romantic person? Would you say?
I would say.
Yeah, your whole family's
cheesy
like
romantic,
yeah, your whole family seems to have that same like similar vibe. Or at least you, your brother, and your dad. I haven't met any of your other brothers like Kyle and your oldest brother. Is Kyle the oldest brother?
Kyle's the oldest, and then Cody.
I think I've met Cody briefly, like to say hi to him. But
no.
But your whole family is like romantic. So what kind of romantic are you? You said cheesy?
Cheesy is how I would describe it.
Awesome.
Like, I make sure pretty much every day. I mean, obviously, she lives in Rocky Mount, Virginia, so it's a long distance relationship. So not like super long, but it's 3 hours longer than I want it to be.
Right.
But so I make sure every morning, like I text her some type of good morning, and then I have to give her something like beautiful, babe.
There we go. All the B words.
You're right, and
the good B words.
I switch it up, and like I'll go. I like to call her sweet cheeks and sugar britches.
There we go. Okay, I was going to try to play off the sweet cheeks, but you went sugar britches, so everyone knows what cheeks. Yeah. Just kidding.
But so I mean, I try to do stuff like that every day.
Awesome.
And any opportunity that I find to say anything sweet, I do it. And sometimes I feel like, man, she's got to be getting annoyed with me, but she says she likes it, so I don't stop.
Yeah, you like cheesy. I'm a big cheesy line fan. I love those things. Yeah,
exactly.
And come up with their own ones a little bit. You're like, yes.
Yeah.
What's your nickname? Does she have one for you or?
She does.
Oh gosh, is it better than Sweet Cheeks?
I don't know.
Ooh, okay.
At first, I was like, I don't know if I like this, but then she explained it to me, so she calls me Turd.
Oh, okay. Is that acronym? I'm just kidding.
No, I wish. That would make more sense. No, she calls me Turd, and she's like, it means one of two things. It either means like my sweet turd.
Okay.
Or it means you're turd.
Yeah.
I think she uses that to her advantage because then she can be like, hey, turd.
Yeah, right. No matter what mood she's in, you're turd.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
It goes so well.
Yeah. There's only been a couple occasions where I'm like, did you mean like turd, or did you mean like, sweet turd?
Yeah, right, yeah.
And she's typically pretty honest with me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She'll let me know.
That's huge, yeah. Especially when you're that far away. That honesty is huge, yeah. And also, that's where you're from. You're from Virginia, aren't you? Is that where
she's so we grew up in Chesapeake, Virginia, which is on the East Coast. But she's more inland on Virginia. So that would actually be like 5 hours away from Chesapeake.
Oh, wow. So you moved a little closer to her.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
it worked out great.
But going to North Carolina, you moved closer, yeah.
Exactly. It amazes me like how close Charlotte is to so many places.
Oh, yeah. It's a hub.
Yeah. I'm amazed by it. So.
Yeah, because like I go to Clemson a lot because that's where my girlfriend was when she was in school.
Okay.
And I live in Columbia, and so it's a perfect triangle. Like if I want to go from there, I can either choose to go back home or Clemson and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So it's a perfect place.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect place to have a gym. And this is your gym? Are you one of the head owner or is it co-owners?
Yeah, part owner. It's me, my father coach, and we have another owner, one of the members that was here before us. Mm-hmm. Rodney McDonald.
Yeah.
And So yeah, it's us three who own it. So.
And I'm just guessing this is a CrossFit Indian Trail. Indian Trail is like the general area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With CrossFit, what was your thoughts of getting into CrossFit and opening your own CrossFit gym?
So we had a CrossFit gym up in Chesapeake.
Yeah.
CrossFit Chesapeake. So when we first got into that,
When was that?
that was, I think when we officially got affiliated and everything like that, it was 2007.
Okay. And did you play a role in the business as well, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we first did that, I wasn't sure if that's what I was going to do with my life and everything like that.
Well, how old were you at that time?
2007.
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
18?
18, yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I had just finished up high school the year before.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't sure what I wanted to go to college for or anything like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I had somewhat of a passion I had a passion for weightlifting for sure.
Yeah.
But because of that, I had somewhat of a passion for fitness. So when we decided to open it, it was me, my brother Cody, and my dad who were all kind of thinking more like, we're going to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then my thought process on it was, I'll do this and like see where it takes me and see if I enjoy it and everything like that. And then like the farther I got into it, the more I enjoyed it and just realized it was more so the helping people and everything like that. Like I really enjoy that. When somebody comes to me with like, I got this goal I want to achieve and everything like that, I just wanted to help them achieve that goal as best as possible and everything. So I always enjoyed that and seeing how what we would put forward, whether it was programming, nutrition talk, all that kind of stuff, what we could do to see improvements in other people and everything like that. So I just got a kick out of it. And then in 2014, we sold the gym. It was just good timing. Half of our family had moved down here. My oldest brother, Kyle, with his wife and 2 kids, were down here. And my brother, Cody, with his wife, were down here in this area. So seemed like a good time. Went ahead and sold. I got down here before everybody else, the rest of my family. And I was living with my brother, Cody. And I was actually, I was talking about going to school. Because I was like, I still haven't done that.
Yeah, you're like, that's something like society tells me I need to do this,
exactly,
right? Yeah,
exactly. So I was like,
I'm unsuccessful unless I don't have this degree.
So I was talking about doing that, and then so I was working with my brother Cody at the time, taking care of rose gardens.
Okay.
Which I have a lot of respect for.
After going through all that.
Yeah, because there's a lot more that goes into a rose bush than you would expect.
What do you mean?
Well, like the whole like pruning and cutback process and everything, like the timing of it and all.
Okay.
And then like when you get into like if you actually want to take real good care of it and like spray it during the proper time and everything like that.
What would you spray it with? Like, is it?
It would depend on what season we're in and everything like that.
Oh wow.
What bugs are more abundant during that season and everything like that. And also the time of year and everything like that, because you would in the winter you would spray a dormant spray on them, but then in the summer you would have all these other type of sprays that would be more so for making sure they don't get bug ridden and everything like that. So
how many hours would you spend on these things?
We would work. I mean, we worked easy 40 hours a week.
Okay.
But it wouldn't be. I remember like the first week or 2 that I was there, I was overtime on both weeks.
Oh, just trying to learn the ropes and
everything like that, and it ends up being a lot of work. And like you have routes and everything like that. And the guy I was working with, our routes were more. We didn't have as many rose gardens as my brother Cody and his route leader. But they were in a more like they were in the city of Charlotte, so they would just be like pull down a couple houses down and they'd be at their next house, where me and this other guy would have to go like probably 15-20 minutes between each house and stuff like that. And then we would have a mountain run, which would take like 2.5 hours to get to the first house, and then from the first house to the second house was another hour.
Yeah.
And then they were a little bit closer together around then, but so it was just a lot more work that you end up having to do. And then you also throw in, like, we would install beds. So we would go, like, tear up the dirt, put in, like, good fertilized soil and everything like that. So have all that kind of stuff that would go into it, too. So the hours add up and everything.
And it was Cody that brought you into that?
Yeah, it was Cody.
Okay.
So, but, yeah, so I did that for a while. And I was actually the reason Coach and Kane and my mom hadn't come down yet is because they couldn't find work or anything like that. And I was considering moving back up because, like, we were talking about making Wilkes Weightlifting more of something and everything like that. And I was like, well, I want to be a part of that, but I don't want to be down here doing it. And so I was, like, considering moving back up. And I actually went and visited for a weekend. And I told my mom and dad, I was like, I think we're going to move back up here because we got nothing. You guys aren't coming down, and you guys are talking about doing more with Wilkes Weightlifting. So I want to be part of that. Like, I want to do something with that. And then it was literally, I came down, I told Cody and his wife, I was like, I think we're going to move back up there.
Yeah.
And then it was the next day, my dad called me and he was like, so you haven't told, like, your bosses or anything like that you're going to be moving back up here? And I was like, no. And he goes, okay, hold off on that because I just got a call from Muscle Driver.
Yeah.
And I was
That's huge.
Yeah, that was huge. And I was like, that's pretty good timing. That way I didn't put my foot in my mouth or anything like that.
Yeah, you're like, oh, by the way,
Yeah.
I'm not available any of those times.
Yeah. So they ended up coming down here. And once that happened, I got in with Muscle Driver and made that my full-time gig. And,
what do the athletes have to do for Muscle Driver besides, of course, train under the Muscle Driver logo? Did y'all manage, like, social media, or did y'all work for them any as well? Or
no.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, we wanted to do a little bit more and everything like that, and, like, Muscle Driver fell apart and everything like that.
But it was so cool to have it around.
Oh,
like,
yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Like, those, what was it, 6-7 months
Yeah.
before it all shut down.
I watched
awesome.
all those videos of y'all lifting and stuff like that.
So, I mean, it was great and, like, awesome environment and everything like that. And unfortunately, like, and this is, like, my story as of late, but I spent most of that time injured.
Oh, yeah.
I had, like, some decent training leading up to the 2015 Nationals, got back, and then I had a groin injury, which was, like...
No way, yeah.
Those are, like, terrible because, like...
What were you doing?
I was warming up for high pulls.
No way, just warming up too?
Just warming up.
Yeah.
I had, like, done my typical type of warm-up and everything like that. And it's not like I just was like, let me put 150 kilos on here and do some pulls. So I had done my typical warm-up, and then I started warming up for pulls. And I think I only had, like, 70 or 90 kilos on there.
Okay.
And I just picked it up, and, like, my left leg bowed in a little bit. And, like, as soon as it happened, I was like, oh, no.
Are you serious? Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that took, like, 3 or 4 months to get better on. Yeah. Just because it's such a, like, nagging thing. Like, there was one time, what was it? I can't remember what I did, but, like, my foot slid from underneath of me. Mm-hmm. And that, like, re-aggravated it and everything like that. So,
yeah.
It was just that. So then... After that, I had, like, 2 or 3 good months of training. And then by the time that finished, that's when Muscle Driver was shut down.
Yeah.
So
just when you were peaking, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'm really starting to embrace this and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, training kept going well. We moved into our garage with our training for a while and everything like that. So it kept going well and everything. So.
Oh, yeah. With weightlifting, it's a total body, like, constant physical activity.
Yeah.
And so one small thing is hurt. You feel like wrists, fingers, all the way down to, like, ankles and groin, especially groin. Yeah. Yeah. So. And being lower back, like, that was also a big one. Was it a disc or was it just pulled muscle?
It was a disc. Yeah.
And that'd be scary a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because, like, me and Kane ended up getting our backs hurt. It was kind of like I got my back hurt and then he got his hurt.
Yeah.
A little bit after. And the funny thing is like, I just had a slight bulge disc, and, like, you could look at the MRI, and it was just, like, ever so slight.
Bit, yeah.
A small bit. And I was like, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I got a slight bulge disc. This is terrible and everything. That's what's causing all this pain. And I got a couple epidural injections, and that pretty much fixed me for that.
Yeah, okay.
Then Kane hurts his back. He did it doing back squats one day because, like, we were trying to avoid him hurting himself.
Of course.
So we changed up his technique.
Yeah.
And he went out into the garage. This was still while we were back in Chesapeake in our garage and everything. So he was in our garage by himself, and Dad told him beforehand, he was like, keep it light, focus on what like we're changing and everything like that, so we don't ruin anything. So Ken gets out there, he's feeling good, he's doing what he was told, and then all of a sudden he's like, I feel really good though, so let me up the weight a little bit.
Yeah.
And he kind of kept going up, and like he did one where he just reverted right back to what he used to do, and he just said he felt something and like immediately went down with the weight, and he could tell he hurt himself. And then that guy went like I think a month without like telling anybody
He just kept
how
doing
much
everything.
pain he was in and everything like that.
Oh, gosh.
And then you look at his MRI when he eventually gotten it, and it was like a shotgun just,
He just
like,
blew it out.
Yeah, blew it out and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, not only did he go a month without telling anybody, still working out and doing stuff like in pain, but then you look at it, it's not a slight bulge disc.
Yeah.
It's this big blown out thing. And I'm like, I'm talking to the doctor later, and I was like, why am I a bigger baby than him?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you could think of it that way, but he's like, if it just pushes on the nerve the right way and everything like that, it's going to cause you excruciating pain and everything. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's the story, and we're sticking to it. Can I record you saying this so like when my family gets on me? Like, did they hold that against you a little bit too, or joke around with you? Okay, they were cool.
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
Because like they knew I wasn't like faking anything.
Yeah, okay, dude, backs aren't nothing to mess with. Like you don't
But yeah.
And being that your dad's your coach, was that ever a weird dynamic for you? Like growing up and understanding like your dad's your dad, also your dad's your coach, and your coach is your coach. Like those different, like they're two really big important influences.
Yeah, I don't think it was. Maybe when I was younger.
Yeah, but say changing
and like
older.
I wouldn't even say like it was weird for me or even for him. It worked out great because he was the same guy I would go talk to whenever I had issues. In weightlifting or in life, but then also if I was screwing up in weightlifting or life, he would be able to talk to me about those things. And that would be like the one thing, like I can just remember doing stupid stuff in the weight room that I would get in trouble for, and I'd be like, man, I hate the fact that the coach is my dad and everything like that, because he's able to just be like, he had me like one time I really screwed up. There was a time me, Kane, and one of our lifters, Sasha, got to the gym early, and this was when we were training out of the stadium at the high school.
Okay.
And somehow they started chasing me around. I can't remember. I don't think we were playing tag. I think we were just screwing around, and they were chasing me around.
You pushed someone's button too far?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably. And I ran up the stadium, and like I got halfway up, and then I ran over to the side of it, and like they were still chasing me. I was like, I don't want these guys to chase me. So like I stepped over the railing to the outside of the stadium. Yeah. And I was like, you guys take another step, I'm going to jump.
No way.
They took another step.
How about against the drop?
I was halfway up, so it had to be at least like 20, 25 feet, I want to say.
Yeah.
It was stupid. But like they took another step, and I was like, all right, I got to commit here.
I got to stick to my word, yeah.
So I just like let go and dropped.
Oh.
And I just heard him like, oh my goodness.
We killed Coard.
Yeah. I dropped and like I landed straight on my legs, and I like dropped straight down into a squat.
Oh, okay.
I think that was like the one thing that saved me.
Yeah, you took the shot.
I like absorbed it a little bit, but like as soon as I got up from that, it felt like I had done like some crazy 2,000 rep squat workout. Like my legs were immediately sore and stiff from that. And I got up and for whatever reason, I decided to go into the gym and like be a total brat that day. And like I was pushing my dad's buttons that day. Yeah. And like I'm sitting there walking around limping and everything like that.
You're like, I'm in pain. I'll put everyone through some sort of pain.
Yeah, exactly. And then eventually he just goes, why are you walking so funny?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, funny story. And then once I told him, he had me lay down in the middle of the gym, face down. And everybody worked around me.
He made you plank? That was the original plank. Yeah,
exactly.
The plank challenge. The planking challenge.
Yeah, so he had me do that, and that was one of the moments where I was like, I don't think a normal coach would do this, but a coach that's your dad, he could probably do this, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, outside of that, the main thing that I think I struggled with the most when I was young, like in actual like more seriousness, was I was always afraid to disappoint my dad. Oh, yeah. Not so much my coach. So like if I ever got any type of little nagging injury, like I pulled a back muscle or something like that, I would not tell him because I was afraid to disappoint him and everything like that.
That's huge.
I would end up going and telling my mom because I'm like, oh, my mom,
I
can
that's
talk
what she's
to her
there for.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I hurt my back. And she's like, have you told your dad yet? I'm like, no. And then it would always come around that my mom would have to tell my dad, and then he'd be like, you just got to tell me. He would get on me because I wouldn't tell him these things. And he's like, I need to know these things. This is very important kind of stuff because I don't want to hurt you. And everything. So that took me a little bit to like understand. But then like once I did that, it was no problem with me because I've always, my dad's been a great dad and he's a great coach. But like I think because he's been such a good dad to me and my brothers, it poured into the other aspects of our lives and relationship with him being a coach. And he's also one of my ministers and everything like that. So, but I think it all starts with him being a good dad and everything like that. And that also goes to like my mom as well and everything like that.
So what do you bring to your relationship? Like how do you try to be your best with a relationship? Like you do your little romantic and sweet stuff and make sure you do your daily texts. But what do you keep to maintain a good relationship? Because I've been in a relationship for like over 2 years and stuff like that. I'm still trying to gather knowledge from everybody so I can make sure I'm a good one. So what's your thoughts?
Well, I think we already touched on it a little bit. Like honesty is like
true.
I think, especially like, well, no, it doesn't matter whether it's long distance or short distance. Honesty is huge. Like you just have to be 100% open and truthful about everything. And then communication, like, there was a couple things early on, like, I know I did, there was one time, like, I was supposed to go up to her place to go to, like, a business, the company she works for. Yeah. They were going to have a dinner, nice little banquet dinner and everything like that. So we were supposed to go do that, and then something came up, and I was just like, well, I got to do this. Yeah. And I was just so quick about it, and like there was no conversation or anything like that. Right. And I totally understand why she would be upset with that. Yeah. So she back 2020, right? Always. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, so she wasn't too happy about the fact that not so much that I was just like, oh, I got to go do this, but that there was no conversation to be had about it. So, and this is like something we learned early on and everything, but she didn't express that until like a week down the road and everything like that. And once she did that, I was like, at first I was just like going through life like, I feel bad that I'm not going to be there, but like she's cool with it. Yeah, right. Yeah. But then she told me that and everything, and I was like, and then I was like, but we gotta like, we have to make sure that this is open all the time. Like, anything, whether it's small, big, or whatnot, whether it's me being annoying or you being not annoying. I call it that. The subtlety. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, just communication has to always be open and everything like that. So. I'm that way too. I totally agree, because I'm the type of person who doesn't want to. I don't want anybody to help me necessarily. I want to try to be as self-sufficient as possible. Right. But I also want to be a provider as much as possible. That's my biggest like downfall. Is like when people help you out with something, they feel like invested in. There's like a connection there. Yeah. And I'm just really hard at like asking someone for help. Yeah. And stuff like that. And so I don't communicate. That's one thing I'm trying to get better at and stuff like that. So hearing those little stories and hearing that everyone else is human, I'm like, okay, like there's ways to get through it and there's a way to learn from it and all that. But so those two, and then like for me and her specifically, I think like what we try to build our relationship around, we center it all around God and everything like that. Yeah, and that I've found that the easiest with her. Mm-hmm. Like you hear that saying like, always be with someone who brings you closer to God and everything like that. And I would look at it and be like, oh, that's cheesy and everything like that. Yeah. But now I totally get it, because like it just works for us and everything like that. We both believe the same way and have the same faith and everything like that, to where we put that in the center and we're able to build upon that and everything for us. So well, it's like running a business, like having a good business who has everyone that has the same mission statement or same goals. Yeah. And if the goals is to follow God's word and live through God's word, like y'all go to
agree on a lot of things.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
could have the same values. Like values is huge.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and I think with that being the center of everything, you get honesty and communication and stuff like that. So, but yeah, those would be like the three things I think we focus on.
Okay.
And then outside of that, it's like what we already touched on again. Special days don't have to be the only special days. Like,
yeah, I was
any day can be special just by saying the right thing or making more of an effort and everything like that, which we should always make more of an effort every day. So
yeah. I almost hate Valentine's Day and anniversaries because I feel like they're just there to make all the expectations so high, and it's just inevitable let down.
Yeah. Thankfully for us, we don't do Valentine's Day, so
Nice.
that works out good.
Good. There you go.
And
because every day is Valentine's Day.
That's right.
I channeled your cheesy lines. I knew you would say
that's
that.
perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then anniversaries, like,
Yeah, it's important.
yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
But I've explained it to her, like, every day should be,
Yeah.
and she feels the same way. We shouldn't just make sure it's like, okay, one day a year we got to be like really nice to each other.
Yeah. I don't want it to be like, oh yeah, that day. Like let's make sure she knows I like her. Or
Right,
love
exactly,
her.
yeah.
Let's do that every day, or like do as much as understandably possible.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because if you don't have any like cold days or any like normal days,
Right.
you can't tell when the days are hot.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so you have to have the balance.
Yeah.
You can adjust it to the temperature right away.
Exactly.
And with that all being said, why haven't you made a Wonder Years reboot? I've been wondering how to phrase it, and so
I'm
here's that
trying.
question.
Yeah. I need the other.
The rest of the gang.
Yeah. I mean,
Lily Weightlifting. Like I guess that'd be your group.
there we go.
Who grew up and became weightlifters.
Yes.
Like that's the next thing.
That could work.
When did people start making the connection? Was it when the Wonder Years were on and all that, or?
No. Well, no. I'd always heard when I was growing up, I look like that kid from the Wonder Years.
Fred Savage.
Fred Savage. Fred
Savage is a weaker Coard Wilkes.
That's how I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I would always hear that, and like at the time, I didn't know. I ended up watching it and everything like that, but I had no clue like who Fred Savage was and everything like that by the time I started hearing it.
Yeah.
And then I hadn't heard him forever, and then it was I think 2009 or 10. There was a weightlifter on our team, Chad Ham, and he noticed it.
Yeah.
And he was like, Coard's the Fred Savage of weightlifting. And
There
he
we
like
go.
even took it so far, like one time he took a picture of Kane,
Okay.
or Kane's face, and put it on top of Klokoff's body.
Okay.
And it was like, oh, cool. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then the next thing I know, he takes a picture of Fred Savage's face and puts it on top of my body.
And no one
And no one noticed.
They're like, you just took a picture of Coard.
Yeah, exactly. So like he took it and ran with it, and that's like where the Fred Savage of weightlifting came from.
Yeah.
Was from Chad Ham.
And now there's this big internal battle between you and Fred Savage, like constantly.
Yes.
People come up to him all the time. They're like, Coard, and then you're like, no. Yeah.
I wish. But
Yeah. It's only about time.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about being a stunt double? Like at least, or him being your stunt double? I don't know.
I'm open to it.
Yeah.
I'm not against it at all.
It's about time.
Yeah. I just need him to contact me.
I was always more of a big Boy Meets World fan, though.
Were
That was
you?
my show growing up.
I mean, I watched it.
What was your show growing up then? What did you watch?
My show growing up.
Yeah. Did you watch TV much?
Yeah, I watched TV. I know I watched a lot of Doug.
Oh, wow.
I
I haven't heard too many Doug references these days.
Doug.
Yeah.
I know there was I remember watching Wishbone.
That was the dog, right?
Yeah, that was the dog. And then I was also into Walker, Texas Ranger,
Oh, Chuck
and
Norris.
MacGyver.
Oh, okay. I never got into MacGyver, but Chuck Norris as Walker, Texas Ranger, as like the legend.
Yep.
Because he was one of the few action stars at the time that actually had like actual martial arts backgrounds.
Yeah,
and all that.
exactly. But yeah, those were some of the shows I remember watching a lot of when I was younger.
Yeah.
And like I said, we used to watch
Power
Pokemon.
Rangers.
Or no, Pokemon.
Yeah.
Power Rangers.
Freudian slip.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I won't tell anybody you watch Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I watched it a little bit.
Yeah. And did you ever do Pokemon Go when it came out, when it was like insanely popular?
So when like Pokemon was big when I was younger and everything,
Yeah.
just because of the TV show, and then the Pokemon cards started coming out.
Yep.
I tried to get into the cards,
Oh.
and like that was a complete disaster. I like got one pack, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with
Yeah,
these.
like, what is
And
all
I was
these
like,
numbers? Yeah.
I was like, I thought this was going to be like, I don't know, Uno or something. But
Yeah.
so
War. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can totally understand
this
that.
one's better. I win.
Yes.
But yeah, so I got out of that real quick. And then, but yeah, then Pokemon Go came out, and I was like, I'm not repeating this.
No,
Like,
no, yeah.
But I heard my brother Kyle and his son, my nephew, they got into it.
Okay, he blamed it on. He used his son as the goat.
I'm pretty sure he would just say he got into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He'll take credit for it.
Yeah, he's a nerd, and he's totally okay with it, and I'm totally okay with him being a nerd.
Oh, that's nice.
It's what makes him special.
Do you have any nerdum in you? What do you nerd out about? Like, it doesn't have to be like comic books, but
What do I nerd out about?
yeah, what's something that you geek out? Like, you besides weightlifting, you go in depth about. Like if you were to look up your Instagram and stuff like that, and you'd scroll through, like, what were the companies besides weightlifting?
So you're gonna see like on Instagram, you're gonna see weightlifting,
Yep.
God, coffee, and beer.
That's right. Yeah.
But I don't like geek out on them a whole bunch.
Okay.
Like my dad, we've brewed our own beer and stuff like that before. I've helped him with the process and everything like that, but I could not tell you how you're supposed to make your own beer and everything like that because I don't like study it like he does and everything. I enjoy beer and I enjoy coffee.
You're always the taste tester, I'm sure.
Yeah,
there
exactly.
you go.
But yeah, I don't know what I really like geek out about.
You're a coffee person? Are you Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks? Because that's our two biggest, I think, down here.
I probably go to Starbucks more often.
Okay. Where do you get? Is that where you get your coffee, or do you make yours at home?
No, I typically make mine at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cold brew, or do you go like just normal instant? You instant, or do you brew it? Or?
No, we typically do like I'll make or used to make a pot. Recently, we got a Keurig.
Okay.
Which is kind of good. It really helps me keep myself in check. I used to be really bad with coffee,
like so much, like you drink the whole pot.
Like 2 pots.
Oh, okay.
And
2 pots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be really bad with that.
I mean, you can't waste it. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like if I make a second pot, I'm gonna have to drink it.
Yes.
But yeah, the Keurig helps me like limit myself to like 2 to 4 cups a day.
Yeah, you just take it, put it in there, close it. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I do cold brews. That would be like really the only time I
Go to Starbucks.
regularly go to Starbucks is
Yeah.
like when it's hotter out and I'm like, I want cold coffee.
Okay, yeah.
But it's not uncommon for me to be standing out in 90-degree weather with hot coffee. Yeah.
Are you naturally like cold-blooded or like cold-natured or warm-natured? Like, when you go to bed at night, do you have to have it cranked down, like thermostat low, a fan running? Or?
I prefer to, I need
Okay.
it a little cooler. Like I'll like get under the blankets and then I'm like, I don't even know why I'm under these things, and I toss them off. So
Is your girlfirlfriend the same way? Like, are you
No, she's,
usually
like,
freezer
cold
out?
all the
Okay.
time.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like you're the heating pad at that point. Yeah, like you're just like cut up to me so I can stay warm.
Yeah.
What do y'all do as like a couple? What's your couple activities? Y'all outdoors, indoors?
We'll go. So we do like to go hiking.
Okay.
We don't do anything like crazy hiking wise. But
Just scenic, yeah.
yeah, we've done a couple where we end up at a good place like with a waterfall at the end.
Yeah, same.
So those are nice. Then outside of that, we sleep around a lot. Like
Yep.
we're
When you have a
we're
break,
tired.
Yo, you're running a business. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exhausting.
And like so with her job, she lives in Rocky Mount and works in Roanoke, which is about an hour away.
Oh, okay, yes.
So she wakes up in the morning, drives up there, works her 8 hours, and then drives an hour back. So we talk about pretty much how like we wake up in the morning, we go to work, we come home, we eat, we go to bed, and that's like our life.
Yes.
Monday through Friday most of the time, sometimes Sundays.
Yeah.
And so like on the weekends and everything like that, we're just like, let's not do anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you want to spend time. Because I'm assuming y'all are coming together. Like you're down there, she's down there.
most weekends where one of us is driving one direction. So.
And you spend that whole week so busy, and you're like, okay, we got to spend time together. We got to make sure we focus on each other. Like spend time together, and then all you just want to do is just
Yeah. We was it last weekend? last weekend she was down here, and we were talking about going to, I think it's Cane Creek Park, which is in Waxhaw.
Okay.
And it's got a little beach kind of thing in it.
Yeah.
And we were talking about doing that. And we ended up not, because we wanted to sleep in.
Yeah, you're like, I'm so exhausted.
Yeah.
Right now.
So we ended up sleeping in, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like 12 or 1 o'clock.
Especially if you're the one that's driving in and you're like, oh man, 3 hours is
exactly.
so taxing.
Yeah. So we talked about, like, next time we say we're going to do this, we got to make sure we actually wake up early and everything. So.
What really helps us is if we have like other friends involved and we're like, okay, we can't not bail on them, so we have to go. We went to a wedding this past weekend. It was fantastic. We had a lunch before then because we had to go meet someone for a lunch, and we're like, okay, thank goodness that was there, because we were so exhausted, because she's a full-time lab, like she works in a lab. She's like a chemistry major and stuff like that. So she's smarter than all of us, and so. I'm definitely just gonna be a trophy boyfriend for right now.
Really?
Just hanging around, looking pretty, and so so she's exhausted from doing that, and I work early in the mornings till like late in the afternoon. So
yeah.
So what's the hardest aspect of owning a CrossFit gym?
The hardest aspect.
Yeah. What have you grown to like see that it's like something you need to work on?
Well, for me, like, all the coaching and like helping people out and everything like that.
That's like second nature to you.
Yeah, that comes natural to me more so. So it's definitely more and like certain sides of the business side. Like I'm good at like, what's up, Chris?
What's going
on? I'm good at like, all the money side of it and everything like that, making sure like payments stay due and everything like that. That's not that hard or anything like that. But like social media, I hate social media.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm working on that one.
Yeah, like I can't stand it. I hate to do it for myself. And that's like why most of the time, like, you should go back. Like, there was a period in Muscle Driver where I was posting a lot of weightlifting videos of myself and everything. And that was a struggle for me to make sure I stayed on top of that. Mm-hmm. That was like one of the few things that Muscle Driver asked, was like, stay on your social media posts. Like, make sure you're doing it practically every day.
Yeah.
So, because before Muscle Driver, it was like non-existent weightlifting. It was just stupid random photos of coffee, beer, or maybe something like, I take a random photo with my dad for like Father's Day, or one with my mom for Mother's Day, stuff like that. But so yeah, social media has always been a struggle for myself. So that's like, typically I don't have too many like weightlifting videos out or anything like that. It's more like my posts about God and coffee and beer. Yeah. Because I'm like, I can talk about this a little bit. That's no problem. But I always feel weird like talking about myself, and it carries over like into the business side, where I'm like, Kane talks to me about it all the time. He's like, you should really work on trying to make more posts for social media and everything like that. I'm like, you're right. I know. Yeah. But the other thing like that I struggle with that is like, typically when I'm available to take pictures and everything like that, coaching classes, and I don't want to. I always have a problem. Anytime I've taken videos of like Kane or Emily or anybody like that, and then they just say, hey, take a video of me real quick. So I take it, and they're like, okay, what'd you think of that one? And I'm like, I got no clue. I was videotaping, and I don't know why I can't look at them or at the screen and watch them on the screen, but like I'm focused on videoing to where I can't coach or anything like that. So like I don't want to do that to the members and everything like that. So, but that's definitely...
I'm that same way. Because I was told to like make sure like during some classes or something, when I'm working with some of the kids, make sure to like snap a video in every now and then. Yeah. And it totally blanked my mind, because I'm like, I'm focused on making this person go through the experience and enjoy it and get better. Yeah. I don't think about, let me whip this out, and because then that's going to be a whole different mindset, whole different focus. Yeah. What is it about social media that's so like, I don't know, it feels so vulnerable but insincere a little bit sometimes when I'm trying to post. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I think it's not so much like, I think it's what everybody else has made it. Yes. Because like, you can go out to Instagram pages and Facebook pages and all that kind of stuff and find good people to follow or whatever. Yeah. Who have like actual like insightful posts or thought-provoking and everything like that. But then you have some of these people who post and it's just like you may know this person or met them in passing and everything like that, and you're like, that is not that person. This is like
that's a whole different lifestyle.
It's all plastic and like fake.
Yeah, they're just posting the happy thing,
exactly.
Yeah.
And because of that, it makes me feel like whenever I say something about weightlifting or something like that, I'm like, I wonder if there's people out there who are like, that's not this guy, that's not him at all, and everything. So, yeah, I always, because of that, that's always in the back of my head. I'm just like, I don't know.
Because we have our own, like, I hear there's like from my like small like sociology class or something like that, or communications class I took. We talked about like 3 different identities. There's like your own identity that you really are. There's the identity that you like kind of strive to be, or that you believe you are, and then there's the third identity where the identity that people think you are, and stuff like that. And so all those clash sometimes on social media.
Definitely.
Because you're like, wait, I put this out there, but that's like only one side of the story.
Right,
like
exactly.
there's a 3D picture, a 3D object, or 3D story, and it's just not flat like that.
Right, exactly.
That little blurb that I write underneath it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And man. And I think my jokes are way better in person. Or at least,
right?
or at least they can't hear me laugh when I write something really cheesy or corny on like an Instagram post, because I'm dying when I post it, but they don't. Haha, doesn't cut it. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I'm like, I've done that before where I've like posted something, I'm like, that's funny, and then like there's no comments about like, haha, that was funny.
Yes.
And like there was one time where it was a terrible weightlifting day.
Oh yeah.
And this is like one thing that I've always said with weightlifting is like, there's this misconception that, and this is the problem with like social media, is like a lot of these people will post out, okay, today's training, and they post only like the made lifts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they see all these elite lifters and they're like, they never miss.
They're
and
perfect.
you're getting this from a minute clip.
Yes.
Like, that's not.
With an awesome beat in the background. Yeah,
exactly.
They
So
synced it up. Yeah.
There was one day where like I had a terrible training session. Like I remember like the clips went something like struggle of a make at 130 in the snatch. Then it was like 2 or 3 misses, some of which involving Clark's, and then dropping down to 110 and missing that a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And same thing, having Clark's in that and everything. And then I wrote to what I thought was funny. I was being like, dear weightlifting, today you are not my friend. You hurt my heart, and I hope tomorrow we can move past this and get back on track.
Yeah.
And I said, regards, Coard.
Yeah.
And like so many people commented on that. I was like, I've been there too before, man.
Oh, dude.
Dude, it's like, and my heart hurts for you and stuff like that. I'm like, no.
Yeah, and you can't tell if they're even, you can't even tell if they're joking.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they could be joking. And you're like, I can't tell.
Tones are all
tone, facial expressions, all that. So much body language, and there's so much lost. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always, if I could have the choice of texting someone and calling someone, I would call them. And if I had the choice between calling or sitting down face to face, I would sit down face to face.
Yes.
Then there's a lot less questions and everything like that. You can just see how everything goes and everything like that. So
yeah, like reaching out to people for this podcast, it's like it's even worse than cold calling. It's like it's cold Instagram like that's DMs. Like that's because like everyone has a DM these days, especially in like the weightlifting community. Because Instagram or Twitter can only show so much. Like you're not And Facebook's cool, but it's just not as easy as scroll through as Instagram. And so I'm hitting a lot of DMs these days lately, and I'm just like, oh, I feel such like that guy. Oh my gosh.
No. That makes sense. Yeah. That's the social media side of business.
Yeah, exactly. So. What's your strategy to improve this social media side? Or are you going to delegate it? Is that maybe also not
part of it? Kane suggests that I delegate. Which I think
is that hard for you to delegate?
No, it's not a problem. I have a hard time like being like, hey, you want to do this?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with letting people help out and everything like that.
But being the imposing factor.
Yeah,
being
exactly.
Like, can you do this?
Yeah. That, and then also like trying to come up with more, not just like a generic post of like, here's the 6 a.m. class, getting after it kind of thing. Like, I don't want to just post that kind of stuff. So we just recently talked about doing like maybe I think he wants it on Tuesdays, so that way it's alliteration, but like Tip Tuesday or something like that.
Yeah.
To where like whatever the workout is, we take a movement or something like that, or the workout itself, and talk about like what we should be focusing on and stuff like that.
Yes.
That would be better, because then I feel like I'm actually doing something, as opposed to being like, here's a 6 a.m. class, getting after it.
Yeah, with a motivational quote.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, so trying to come up with more creative things to actually post and everything like that, because I mean, and you see, I mean, you can post memes and everything like that. That's one way to do it. That's one thing he suggested, that we should pick a day to like always post a meme or something like that.
Yeah.
But the more like successful pages and stuff like that, they're not just sitting there posting the exact same thing over and over and over.
It's
again.
such diverse. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I always associate like with weightlifting, United Lifters. Like they do a really good job, but I think they have like 8 people all contributing to. They have to. That's like I've watched it. I've like looked through it because I've like tried to figure out like their system or the rhythm, but it's like 8 or 9 posts like within like a 2-hour period, and I'm like, you can only prepare for so much. Like they're having like double-digit posts a day. I'm just like blown away. That's not just one person, and if it is, congratulations.
Yeah, exactly.
They are amazing. They are perfect for that job.
Man.
Oh gosh, it was insane. Yeah, and I look at all these other ones. Like there's other business ones. I don't know if you follow like Founder or like these other business ones that are like successful ones. And follow them. Like there's so much content. And I've looked at some of the things that are all about like outsourcing, maybe even like other countries type thing, like overseas somewhere. Yeah. There's just so much. What does business actually excite you any, or are you interested in any? Interested in it any? My phrasing's weird.
Business?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to an extent, it excites me. But I've always like, and it sounds cheesy and cliche and everything like that, but like the business side, like making money and everything like that, I don't mind making money by any means. But like, I wouldn't be here if I was just looking to make money. Yeah. It's more, like I said earlier, helping people and everything like that. That more so motivates me. And in order for me to do that, I know I have to run a good business. I can't just focus on just helping people, because what I'll end up doing is just helping the people who are here already. And I won't be able to help anybody else out, because I'm not doing a good job of getting the word out to those who aren't in the doors and everything like that. So, so it's kind of like a little, balance and everything like that. To where I had to work the business in order to do what the actual goal is for myself and everything like that. Yeah.
Is there any athletes that you'd like to brag about, like how that you've helped, or brag about yourself a little bit, like on something that you feel like you've done really good on helping someone with, or your coaching you feel like very good about?
I don't like to brag on myself.
I'm giving you the window. I'm giving you the window right now. Like, if anything, I'll edit it out. So you don't. It'll just be for you and me.
Okay. Anybody?
Note to self: don't edit this out.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, I mean, like, well, I'll say this: like, coming in and like taking over a CrossFit gym is completely different than opening a CrossFit gym.
Okay. What do you mean?
Because CrossFit Chesapeake, me and my brother Cody and my dad, we built that up from ground zero and everything like this. That CrossFit Indian Trail was already an up and running gym and everything like that for years. Yeah. And I came in as part owner and also as head trainer and everything like that to replace the old guy and everything. And initially my thought is like, that's going to be a change for these people here that are members and everything like that, and people don't like change. That's just the normal stance on change.
Don't change the familiar.
Right, exactly. But all these people have been amazing through the entire like transfer and everything like that. Yeah. So first off, I would give them all kudos for being just great people and making my life a little bit easier.
Right, yeah. Thank you for loving me.
Yeah. But like, I can't single out anyone without like...
Single out everybody, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because they've all made improvements and stuff like that.
So you just have too many to like talk, right? Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag, but there's just so
many people are doing so much better.
That's not what you're saying, but I get that's what I'll say for you, but that's not what you're trying to say.
Yeah, but I mean, just like, it's not that hard. You come in, you work your butt off, with like the workout that's given, you eat well.
Yeah.
And you're going to see progress.
Yeah.
You're going to have your periods where you plateau or maybe you slump down just a little bit.
Yeah, you revert to your old habits or something. Yeah,
exactly. But just as long as like you come in and you put in the work, you're going to do fine and everything like that. You'll see the progress and everything like that we're looking for.
Yeah, because these gyms are like an opportunity that it's not really supplied out in their normal life. Like you have to go out of your way to be physical because everything's so like sit down, and we're sitting down and talking right now. Yeah, right. So it's so like this is a safe haven, or like this is a place where people can go to pursue a big goal.
Yeah.
And happiness.
Right.
Exactly. Or like longer life and all that.
Right.
All that jazz.
All that jazz.
Yeah. With I'm sure the crew that you took over probably weren't too disappointed hearing that national champions were coming to coach them a little bit.
It was probably helpful.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure the great person before you was great too. Yeah, but like it didn't hurt that you were coming into.
But yeah, I mean, it's still like we could have had Kane or myself. I'll put it that way.
There you go.
We could have like gone to the Olympics and won a medal and stuff like that. But like coming in and being somebody different and everything like that, typically it's never an easy process and everything like that, because people get used to how things are and everything like that, and clearly they're here and everything like that.
Yeah. Literally, a class is going on right now.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Right.
So, they're okay with the changes and everything like that. So,
I'm sure you have also converted a lot of weightlifters too. Have y'all?
Because
I think CrossFit's the easiest sport to convert to weightlifters.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say we picked up a whole lot. A lot of them have gotten better at weightlifting. I'll say
okay.
that.
Gotcha.
But no, we picked up. They were already weightlifters.
Okay, they just joined the team.
Joined the team, yeah. But no, like you gotta. Typically, in my experience and everything like that, the only time I've gotten CrossFitters to say like, "Oh yeah, I want to weightlift," is you gotta somehow get them to do an actual weightlifting competition.
Oh yeah.
If you can get them to do that, and not that I'm saying like I'm any CrossFit Indian Trail person listening, if I tell you to do a weightlifting competition or talk to you about doing it, I'm not trying to convert you.
There's no alternative motives.
There's
there's amazing to do when you like it broadens your horizons so
exactly.
much. Yeah.
And like at CrossFit Chesapeake, there was one time we did a competition in-house and everything like that, and I had I think 5 or 6 ladies do it.
That's awesome.
And I think like 3 of them after that were like, I just want to weightlift. This is awesome and everything. So, and we had no intention of doing that or anything like that. It was just...
They just took that side a little bit more seriously in their training. And stuff like that.
So, but yeah, that's typically like, they'll say stuff like, oh, I enjoy the weightlifting and everything like that. But they still do like the CrossFit side of it too. And then if they ever do a weightlifting competition, then they're like, this isn't so bad. So...
And you've been crossfitting a little bit yourself these days, right?
Yeah, that's what I've been predominantly doing since the beginning of the year.
Is there a reason, just because like injuries or feelings?
Leading up to taking ownership here, I was beat up. It was pretty much after...
Mentally and physically, or?
Mentally, because I was beat up so physically.
Okay, yeah.
But, what was it? 2016 Nationals. Actually, leading up to it, I tweaked my shoulder on a freak accident.
Snatch or something, or
I was dropping a weight.
Okay.
So
what? It was dropping the weight?
Yeah. So we were lifting in our garage at the time.
Yeah.
And the concrete was getting busted up underneath, so I would have to do a lift and then drop it on the foam blocks.
Okay. Oh, so you had to control it a little bit.
Yeah, control it a little bit. And I was warming up. It was 50 kilos on the bar.
You and these light weights,
right?
Yeah.
I know. I had 50 kilos and I did the snatch and everything, and then I just dropped it, and the right side caught the edge of the block, and it shot back at me. So I put my hand down to make sure it didn't hit me, and it just like gave my shoulder a stinger. It popped my shoulder a little bit.
Oh gosh.
So I did a week of just squatting, which actually worked out well because I PR'd my back squat for like the first time in like 5 years.
That's destiny. There you
go. So that worked out well, that part. But then like I had about a week, maybe half a week of training up to it, to where Actually, no. What we ended up doing is we went into the competition with the mindset of hopefully it heals up. We'll see how it goes. And I did that competition, and the shoulder held up pretty good throughout the competition. Afterwards, I felt pretty beat up through the shoulder, and then just beat up in general because I took like a week and a half off pretty much of doing lifts and everything. So, but then after that, I took a little bit more time to let my shoulder heal, so I just did leg stuff. And then once I started back training, it was just other shoulder.
The match.
Yeah, exactly. Other shoulder, knees, back, hip. Went to, I think it was the RVA Invitational first.
Okay. Now it's the Open, it's called.
Yeah, now it's the Open.
Okay.
And last year was the last year they did the Invitational side of it.
Okay.
This year they just opened it up, so it's RVA Open.
Gotcha. Okay.
But so I went there last year, and we were hoping I could like podium and everything like that. Leading up to it, I think that one was my knees, and I ended up taking 2 weeks off. And we just went in there and we were like, we'll see how it goes. And I did okay. I think I totaled more than nationals actually, surprisingly.
Turn up there.
So that went well, and then went to Barbells and Brews, Travis Cooper's competition.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Was that the second time?
Second time.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. And that one got hurt. I can't remember what that one was. But yeah, I took like a week and a half off leading up to it. We were like, we'll see how it goes. Totally sucked it up in the snatches. Like, I have no excuse. I felt fine, like, doing them. No pain.
What was the weakness? Was it the pull? Was it the catch?
I think it was the catch, yeah.
Okay.
I kept missing it. One was a little out in front, and then the next one was over my head. I only made my opener at like 138, I think.
Okay.
And then in the clean and jerks during the warm-up, I did a jerk, and all of a sudden my hip just was like screaming at me.
Yeah.
So I went out. I dropped my opener down to 160, I think. And went out, made that, and pulled out of the competition.
Smart move, yeah.
So after that, I took some time off to like try to heal up and do rehab kind of stuff. And anytime I would start getting like any bit of momentum, something would pop back up, hip, back, knees, shoulders, all that kind of stuff. And to where I got to a point where I was like, this is like killing me. And this is when like the mental side started coming into it, to where I was like, I'm not working out. And I just like took like 2-3 months where I didn't do anything. Like my main thing that I was doing is I was looking for work and everything like that. So I just started working at the YMCA as a gym monitor. No, not a gym monitor. A gym attendee.
Okay, you just would watch the people and be like, hey, do you need a spot?
Exactly. And I'd be in charge of taking out the trash and filling up the paper towels and everything like that. So
the exciting stuff.
Yeah. And then I also picked up some work with my oldest brother, Kyle, in the window and door business. I was working in the warehouse department of it. So I'd load and unload trucks and drop off shipments.
You worked with windows?
Yeah, not like I would.
No, without the glass or with the glass?
With the glass.
Oh, have you any accidents there, or were you?
Well, I ended up only being there for 5 weeks.
Okay.
Before
this?
Yeah, before this.
Okay.
So I actually felt like a jerk because I had no clue this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And I was just working, and then this came up, and I was like, so guys,
I gotta do something. My family needs me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were cool with it because they were actually impressed that, well, my brother wasn't surprised, but they were impressed that I actually gave a 2 weeks notice. And everything. Because they actually had a long line of guys before me who just like quit and didn't come in or anything like that.
Yeah.
Actually, my brother Kyle texted me today, and my replacement just quit today after not showing up.
No way.
Like, he was supposed to be there, like, and Kyle said he was like 3 hours before I ever heard from him.
Yeah.
And all it said was, I quit, pretty much.
That's intense.
So, and there's no like 2 weeks notice or anything like that. So they were appreciative of the fact that I was like, hey guys, this sucks, I know, but I need to turn in my 2 weeks and everything. So,
I was say my dad has a company, and we have a lot of truck drivers that haul like our material.
Yeah.
So we sell out, and the freakiest thing ever, like speaking about like short notice, one guy like I forget I think he left. Did like a vacation day on a Friday, and he texts my dad Sunday night, like midnight, saying, "Hey, I won the lottery.
Oh gosh.
I'm moving to Florida and starting my own trucking business.
What?
It was nice working with you. Bye," and all that. And we were just like, that's like we're like, that's the freakiest thing ever. He still has like one of our keys to our trucks, but
really?
he's down in Florida probably now doing great. I hope he's doing awesome. But that was just like the weirdest thing. Like, you wish the best for everybody, but don't leave us the last one day. Yeah, please.
You just won the lottery. I think you can spare 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Just save it and then come back. Yeah, we'll make you even more money, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like the craziest thing.
Wow.
How many different jobs have you had? You've been in Rose Garden. You've been 2 different gyms.
Yeah. So my first job ever, I worked on a horse farm.
Okay.
I was a pooper scooper pretty much.
Nice.
Cleaned out the stalls. I did some odd end jobs around there for them. The actual entire weightlifting team helped tear down their fence so they could put up new fence. Okay. It was at my aunt and uncle's actually.
Okay.
But did that. I cleaned boats for a summer. I was a lifeguard for a summer.
That's the count is 3 if you're at home, listening at home.
Then obviously, I was assistant manager at a 24/7 gym.
Was it Life or Anytime Fitness or something?
No, it was Your Time 24/7
Okay.
Fitness. It was just a small one.
Virginia.
Virginia. Yeah. It was me and Coach got into that one.
Gotcha.
So 24/7. Then I got into CrossFit Chesapeake. After CrossFit Chesapeake, I did the Rose Garden. Then it was the YMCA window place, and now I'm back here.
Wow. Yeah. Almost 9 right there.
I think so.
And then you working here, I'm sure all your jobs have doubled, or you've a lot more responsibilities.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I don't know if anybody thinking about opening a CrossFit affiliate, when you do that, you will become a janitor. Sometimes, depending on who you're dealing with and everything like that. In CrossFit Chesapeake, in our early days, when we started off in our garage, I used to consider myself a psychiatrist, because we dealt with it when we were doing that. It was me and my brother and all our buddies and everything like that.
Okay.
So our word of mouth was basically people all around our age and everything like that. So there were a lot of the girls like to tell me all their problems and everything like that with like their boys and everything like that. And I feel like I gave some really good sound advice.
Oh, I'm sure.
But most of the time they wouldn't listen. But then they would come back and be like, I should have listened to you. And I was like, I don't want to say anything. Yeah. But
you already know you already know. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So so you pick up a lot of different like jobs that you don't expect with it and everything like that. But most days it's well worth it. So
was that often with you? Did girls like always open up to you, like even outside of the gym?
Outside of no.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
like in school and stuff like that when you're
no. When I went to so I was homeschooled. For high school. Only. Leading up to that, I was
your
like
students, your fellow classmates didn't open up to you.
No, it was weird.
Yeah, right.
But
prom must have been really weird.
Yeah. I was homecoming queen and king.
Wow.
It was weird. Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't get it.
Valedictorian, like top of your class, right?
Yeah, and bottom.
Yeah, bottom.
But yeah, so leading up to getting homeschooled, I was actually like a really shy, quiet, not outgoing at all.
Okay.
And then it was only because I got homeschooled that I was like, man, I don't get to interact with people a lot. And then like any opportunity I got after that,
you're boom.
Yeah, I would go try to hang out with people and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like I became a lot more outgoing at weightlifting competitions and stuff like that.
Was that how you mostly interact with people? Or did you go like to ice skating rinks or?
No, it was mostly just weightlifting competitions.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if I went to ice skating rink, coach would have killed me. He was like, you could break your ankle that way. So
you're valuable. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We were like banned from trampolines.
Well, those were just death traps.
Right, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
You hear so many stories about them.
Oh, my sister would push me off of it for fun. She'd be like, how high can you jump? And then I get so high, push, How high can you fall now? Yeah.
Yeah.
She was never that, but you get the gist.
Yeah,
They're not,
It's, so yeah, we, I didn't get to not that I was looking to go ice skating or anything like that. Trampoline, I would get bummed a couple times, like when I would be over at like one of my family's house or something like that, and they had a trampoline, and they'd be like, "Come on, let's get on the trampoline." I'd be like, "I can't."
My dad won't let me. Yeah. I got to go lift a lot of weight over my head.
Yeah. Exactly. So.
Were you winning national youth national medals or junior national medals or senior national medals at those times?
Yeah. So I won, I think, 2 school-age nationals. Okay. Yeah, I'm back in the day when they called it school-age.
I was like, I guess that's the youth at that point?
Youth, yeah.
Okay.
I won 2 of those, went to school-age Pan Ams, and got...
Where was that at?
That was in Ecuador.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I got second there.
Were you social in that environment in Ecuador?
Yeah, I was.
How did you... Were they able to speak English or...
Some of them could.
Yeah.
We hung out with the Venezuelan team a lot, and they couldn't. Yeah. But we had a couple people who could speak Spanish.
Nice.
Funny story. I have to tell it. Okay. So there was only one thing I really knew how to say. Gosh. In Spanish leading up to that, and that was tengo un gato en mis pantalones, which is I have a cat in my pants.
Wow. Very useful phrase.
Right. Yeah. Kane taught it to me because Kane took a lot of Spanish and everything. When I got there, it was like one of the first things I told my Caleb Ward. I was like, dude, this is the only thing I know how to say in Spanish. And like, we spent like all night like, tengo un gato en mis pantalones and everything.
You're like pointing to a chalkboard that you just pulled out of nowhere. Yeah.
So he learned it.
Are you sure your life isn't the Wonder Years? Yeah. You sound like you should be a sitcom.
It could.
This one, yeah.
But so then like a few nights later, we were hanging out with the Venezuelan team, and me and Caleb were chilling on the couch, and we had a couple of the Venezuelans and a couple of the other girls on the USA team were hanging out with us, and my coach. We were on Team Outer Banks at that time, and Gene Flynn came out down to Ecuador. He called me into his room so we could talk about attempts and everything like that. So I went in there and we talked about it and everything. And I came out a few minutes later, and I sit down next to Caleb again, and he's laughing. And I'm like, "What's so funny?" And he's like, "I just told them tengo un gato en mis pantalones." And I looked over at him, and they start like whispering to each other and pointing at me and Caleb because what we didn't realize is like when you say that, like when they hear gato and we say cat, they take it.
There's a different meaning, right? Yeah, there's innuendos.
Right, yeah. So immediately I was like, oh no. And I was like, no, I don't like boys. And I like took Caleb and I shoved his face away and I was like, bleh. And then I found the closest American girl and I was like, girl's good. Yeah.
Yeah, you just like show him. Yeah.
I don't think it worked, but.
Yeah. Never does. Yeah.
Yeah. But,
and then when you went back homeschooled by yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. I spent the rest of my life alone.
Yeah. Without girls for a long time.
Yeah. But,
when did you start dating? Like, were you able to date when you were homeschooled? Like,
I could, well, yeah, because I was working. I started working when I was like 14.
Oh wow, okay. Started young.
So when first girl I went out with, it was when I was helping manage that 24/7 gym.
Nice.
So
you sneak her in for free?
Nah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She had to pay.
Okay.
But
how smooth.
Yeah. We actually went out one time.
Okay.
And she took me she wanted to go dancing.
Wow. Yeah.
So she wanted to learn how to dance, I should say.
Oh, okay. I was like, you were going to a bar or something at 14?
No.
Like how?
Heck no.
Yeah, were y'all dancing? Yeah.
She took me to some like dance studio out in Norfolk, and I was like, okay, this won't be bad because I'll just be dancing with her and everything like that. We'll be learning how to dance. Little did I know that they were gonna like make you switch partners and everything like that.
Oh, it's one of those circles.
Yeah. So like you basically dance with everybody there.
Yeah.
And
good thing you like socializing.
Yeah. I wasn't at that point quite yet.
Oh gosh.
So
your safety net just wanders away.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh my goodness, I want out of here now. And it wasn't going too terrible. Like most of them were pretty cool. But then I get to this lady. And like every time you switch partners, you have to introduce yourself and everything like that. So I'm like, I'm Coard. She's like, I'm Marty.
Nice.
Marty, and she
Yeah.
says it in a
baritone.
baritone. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
And like, we're going through the motions and everything like that, the steps, whatever you want to call it. And then she
And how old are you? 14?
14,
Yeah.
15,
So
I
yeah,
think.
this is so like new to you.
Well, no. At this time, I was like 16,
Oh, okay.
maybe 17.
Yeah.
But still, I would say slightly sheltered life and everything.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So, and then like partway through our little session together, she says, "Don't be afraid to pull me in closer." And at
There
that
you
point,
go.
I was like, I want out of here right now.
That's a
And, like,
great tip, but
yeah.
man, like, yeah, just
I was like so freaked out. Like we finished up the night and I didn't ask her out again for like 2 months, I think.
oh yeah.
Because I was just like, I don't want to go back there and
We're not
find
dancing.
Marty again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then eventually I asked her out again, and I was like, but no dancing, no
Oh,
dance
man.
studio.
Well,
So-
Marty, if you're out there, thank you. You are a great dancer.
Yeah.
Like you gave Coard all the skills.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Would your girlfriend say you're a good dancer now? Are you a good dancer now?
I'm good at white boy dancing.
There we go. Okay.
We actually
Shaking it.
last year we went to her cousin's wedding, and she didn't realize what she was getting herself into.
Dancing with you?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they were trying to get the music all set up and everything like that. And,
Yeah.
they were trying to like get it to the right playlist, but that one song, I don't know what it's called for sure, but it's the Fire song. The one that plays on like Hell's Kitchen for the opening theme song, where it's like fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know
Yeah,
that one. Yeah,
so-
kind of. Yeah, I know, but I can't think of it. Yeah.
But obviously, I'm not a good singer either.
Wait,
but-
we didn't actually play the recording right then and there.
Right.
That was Coard singing the song. Yes.
But she's like, I said a comment about like, people need to get out on the dance floor. And then she was like, well, how about I go out there and I do like the fish and reel
Okay.
thing.
Oh, that's
And
a good
I'm
one.
like, I said, okay, yeah, sure. If you do that, I'll be the fish. No
Wait,
problem.
she's a fisherman. Okay.
She's a fisherman. I'm a
Okay.
fish. So
Gotcha.
she does that, and like I hop out there like all silly like and everything like that. But then once we get out there, she's like, okay, and I'm like, we're out here. What are we supposed to do? And then like next thing I know, I was just like my hands were up in the air.
There you go.
I don't know if the rhythm was on or anything like that. And then it eventually turned into like me doing the Q-tip with her,
Ooh.
the lawnmower, the grocery
Wow.
shopping cart.
Wow. Okay.
I wasn't sure if she realized she was getting into all that
Yes.
and everything. But
When will these classes be being held at Crossfit Indian Trail?
we're trying to make room for
Okay,
it. Yeah,
gotcha.
We're working it.
Little League weightlifting, like that's the next big thing. Yeah.
Yep. We'll get the dance classes
Yeah,
going
right,
on.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I've always preferred just slow dancing because it's simple. You
Yes.
don't have to be awesome at it. You can just be like, hey, me, you, let's dance.
Let's dance. Yeah, let's have a good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can even talk a little
Right,
while we're doing it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I prefer that. But
Yes. Like
and
what-
I don't even know where that came from that night, me doing all that craziness.
Yes. It's just confidence. If you just peacock confidence, like it's there. Like you know, whether you're a good dancer or not, it's just if you have the confidence, people will vibe with the confidence.
Yeah. I don't know how confident I was.
Yeah.
I was
just
I
committed.
was just committed.
There you go. Yeah,
I
commitment.
was
Yeah, that's
like,
also
I'm
you
going
can't-
for it.
You can't go halfway in. You can't just dip your toe in the water and
Yeah.
people be impressed. You got to do a backflip, somersault into it.
I didn't go that far.
Whether you belly flop or not, people are still going to be like, people are going to make a reaction.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, whoa,
that
look
was a
at that.
great belly
Yeah.
flop. Yes.
There will be comments made.
Oh yeah. Have you ever been to a club or like a dance club?
No.
Oh, man.
Well, I don't. Okay, I went to a. What's it called? I wouldn't call it a club.
Like a DJ was like playing.
Yeah,
it was
and
like super
there
loud
was.
music.
It was more like a country club, and
Oh,
bar
okay.
kind of thing.
Okay.
Not like country club, fancy country club.
but like
But
like a CMT saloon. Like
yeah,
country
that's
music,
more like that.
station.
And yeah, I went there a couple times and danced a little bit. Tried dancing,
Okay.
and it was like doing an. I think it was the
like how do you
two-step that I
dance the
was trying
country? Yeah, I was like those are just a lot of line ins that they teach you
Yeah,
there.
they end up like, I mean, you have the songs that you just have people dancing to, and
Yeah.
then you have the songs that people come out and line dance
Oh,
to.
yeah. Oh, so I got a few of them I can show you. I was in farmhouse fraternity, and so there was I was our fraternity on campus, and so like it was a lot of country folk in there too, but well, big diverse mixed group, but the ones that knew all the line dances were definitely the country ones, and they're so much fun. Like once you learn them, then you're like, oh, I'm so cool. Yeah.
I can't. They're like the typical ones that are played at weddings.
Yeah, the Cupid shuffle
that
or something like that. Yeah, the wobble.
The wobble.
Yes,
that one. And that wouldn't even be played at the country place. And I'm like, why is this here?
Okay, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now there's like the whip and the nay that song. Oh, yeah. Gosh. And that if you want to look so bad in our rhythm, just put that song on and watch us get on the dance floor. I'm sure. Like,
we can make it happen.
Yeah. We'll go viral. That's if you need social media posts, we can get that going.
Go. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, just a tip Tuesday when you're whipping. Yeah, really give a thrust or give a
good thrust and a lean.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what the tips that people want.
I like it.
There you go. You're welcome.
Yes.
Just tag me in it. I'm happy for it.
That's it. That's all you need.
That's all I need.
Don't want more credit?
No. I mean, you can pay me for it. I'm negative $10. Wait, would I pay you at that point? Yeah, I would invest money just for you to post it out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you have to pay the royalties for the music, or you could sing it. You know, you perform that fire song. I know what you're singing, but I can't even.
Well, I mean, that's like the only lyric I know. Fire.
Yeah. There's a lot of times where I'm trying to sing a song for someone, but I don't know the pitches or anything at all. And so when you're singing it, it doesn't sound anything like it. I'm at that point where when you're singing that, I'm like, I don't know what you're singing. I have no idea.
I understand.
But it's a fire song.
It's the fire song.
It's the fire song.
It's the fire song.
Not confused with the SpongeBob campfire song. Did you watch SpongeBob?
I did not watch.
Oh my god! I saw that blank stare.
So my girlfriend doesn't. She watched SpongeBob, and she's like always.
So she's educating you slowly.
She hasn't ever made me watch it.
I mean, yeah, you don't have to watch it.
Okay.
No, don't. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend watching it. But yeah, if she has references, she'll be like, "Oh, it's this." Like that's.
Oh yeah. She has.
Like social media, I'm sure, like you see on social media, people there's a yellow square guy. Yeah. And a pink star, and they'll be.
Yeah, one of those is SpongeBob.
Yes.
Yeah.
The sponge one.
The sponge one.
There you go.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so many new things being learned right now.
This is great.
Awesome. One thing I was wondering, like, you've been weightlifting for so long, you've been in this culture for so long, and you've seen it grow. Where would you like to see it go? Like, I always like to. That's one thing I want to. Big thing is helping the sport grow and understanding where to take it. And you've been in the game for a long time. You grew up as a youth in the sport.
Yeah.
And so you, there's just so many different avenues and paths that can be going right now. And so, what would you like to see weightlifting start heading towards?
Well, I mean,
is it so many, or is it a hard question?
Nah, well.
Or are you trying to be careful?
No, not careful. I used to pay attention to weightlifting a lot more.
Okay, now you're on the business side and the CrossFit side.
Right, and there's that, and then also, even when I was running CrossFit Chesapeake and everything, I still paid attention to everything weightlifting.
Yeah.
But I think USAW needs to learn some communication. That's what I think.
Oh, okay.
I think it's done a lot of things better. National competitions nowadays are just phenomenal compared to what they used to be.
Even just 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, we kid around about it all the time, but it's true. When Kane won his first nationals, it was in a skating rink.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
And that's even when I was lifting, whether it was in a school age, junior or senior competition, we were never in a skating rink. We were always in some type of a hotel or something like that. It might not have been some of the places we've gone lately and everything like that, but they were decent.
Yeah, at least a convention center or something that these days.
So I mean, it's gone a long way from that for sure. But it's always I think if you want to see anything done with weightlifting, it always has to be about the athletes and the coaches.
Yep.
I think in a way, they're doing better with the athletes by trying to get them more money, like the better ones and everything like that, to make sure they can focus more on training and all.
Yep.
But they have to do something to. The coaches are some of the most unselfish people out there because.
Oh yeah.
If they are making any type of money off of it, it's not a lot at all.
Yeah. It's definitely a passion job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have the few lucky people who have it integrated with CrossFit and everything like that, and it
Yep.
takes off and everything. But most of the time, you got these guys who are putting in all these hours and stuff like that, and barely see anything from it monetarily and stuff like that. So,
and even
we're thankful for it.
Yeah.
Because,
and we're still producing pretty like American records now
exactly.
these days.
So, but yeah, I mean,
Just bringing more money into the sport for the athletes and coaches.
That and like outside of that, it's the same thing. Like you just want to see America do better on the international scene. Again, I think we're taking the right type of strides to that and everything like that. Because like you said, American records are being broken more on the regular and everything like that. So that means we're heading in the right direction. And then also you have the drug testing side of it and everything like that. So, which hopefully will get better.
Yeah. It's an evolution. It's a process,
So,
and I hear a lot of good thing about Phil Andrews. I feel like
he's done really good with like, well, I mean, he's the reason that we're out of the skating rink. So,
but then what are we gonna do right after? But we just hang out at a hotel afterwards. Now they're like, you go straight to skating.
Well, they had all the weightlifting stuff in the way, so like I had that thought, like, oh, this could be really cool. Yeah. But then I was like, wait, I can't skate anywhere. It would be dangerous to skate platform to platform because there's like it's unlevel and everything. Plus the weight's in the way and everything. That's just.
And your dad would not let you do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
He's worried.
It would just be torture for you. You'd be like, Dad, it's right here.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But you're still recovering from your 25-foot drop.
That's right.
Go plank for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Become a viral sensation.
But yeah.
Do you have any idea of how, since you're now on the business side, do you have any ideas of how, like, there could be more money in this sport, or like what could be done? Like, that's what I'm trying to rack my brain over. I really want to see that. I really want to help the communication.
I think it's more
that,
like, figuring out systems that work, like the what do you call it?
Sponsoring?
No, not the sponsoring, because like they're doing better with the
stipends.
The stipends, but. For the coaches, that side of it.
Yeah, do coaches get stipends?
No, coaches don't get stipends or anything like that, which I think, I don't know if...
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if you could even work that out somehow. But,
because there's so many coaches.
You got to give them more opportunities to make money and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the development camps or whatever.
Yeah, the one that Matt's putting on over here, and I think there's a West Coast is putting on some.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your dad tried to put on some? Yeah.
Yeah. They sounded good and everything like that, but I think they're more just like, they might do well money-wise and everything like that, but what are they going to do with that money and everything like that?
Yeah, where's the next step?
Yeah,
it's a good start, but you're like, now you're feeling like, okay, now we have this like little bit of hope. Where is this hope going?
Yeah, exactly. And
that's a great question to have up.
Yeah, and that's like where it comes to the whole communication side of it. Like, communicate more with your actual members, your athletes and your coaches and stuff like that, of like, hey, we're here, we're looking to take this here, we hope to do this for y'all and everything like that. But I mean, that would be like my biggest complaint with it and everything, is the communication side, because like we find out things last minute and stuff like that, whether it's qualification periods or like qualification for stipends and everything like that, how much you have to hit, what numbers you have to hit and everything like that. All that kind of stuff seems to be like last minute or after the fact even kind of stuff, like, oh, hey, this was the period, so this is where you rank now. Where if you had known beforehand, you might have been able to push a little bit more, do more and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, strategize a little bit better.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it's still it's not an easy process.
No, it's not. Yeah. And that's like the thing, like you said, like my thoughts and opinions. Yeah. Because I own a business and everything, I couldn't even fathom, like, because USAW is much bigger than just CrossFit Indian Trail.
Yes, I'm just making sure to say this because like I know that's what you're thinking, because I can tell. I see it in your head and the way you're phrasing everything. You're like, you very care about like the sport and you care about the people that are running it.
So, but
yeah. I'm also trying to think about my idea is like trying to figure out a way to make the fans enjoy it a little bit better. Because like if the fans enjoy it, maybe something can come that way where they can help monetize the sport a little bit more. Yeah. And then, or help support the brands that are help supporting our athletes and stuff like that.
And that's always been like something discussed, like what do we do to make, because I've always said this, as much as I love weightlifting. Yeah. when you like go to a competition, it is one of the most boring things to watch.
Yeah.
Because you get like, especially like at the national competitions where you got all these guys in loaded sessions where their numbers are all the same. So like you got 5 guys taking the same weight, and then 1 misses, then 2 miss, and then all of a sudden you got these repeats and stuff like that.
Yeah. With the 2-minute wait. Yeah.
It just becomes this long process.
Like it's interesting for us, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I always say, like, if there's not someone in the session that I know, I'd much rather like watch the live feed and be doing something else while that's going on or something. But yeah, if you could find a way, and I don't know how you would do that, to make it more entertaining for the spectators. Because that's one of the things that helps with CrossFit and everything like that is because there's so much going on. It makes it more exciting and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it's not like you see a guy do a thruster and then he stands around for a minute and then does another one kind of thing. It's constant movement and everything like that.
It's action, yeah.
Yeah. So
if anything, I would compare it to more like, I guess, football, because it's like a quick play. Even though there's a lot more things going on with football, it's a quick play. There's strategy involved.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just at least on the live feed, I wish there would be so much more. Like I have ideas. I'm trying to figure out how to put those into play. But there's some ideas I have for like the live feeds to make it a little bit better. Yeah. At least we're in America, and I know like internationally, people we need kilos on the thing, but can we just add like a little parentheses for the non-kilo speakers? Like the bros out there and us the normal common folk.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Just put pounds, like just a / pounds for just my parents.
Right.
Who don't know anything about weightlifting or don't speak in kilos.
I mean, I only know I know pounds, but like when kilos are on the bar and everything like that, I don't know how much that is in pounds and stuff like that. Like, and I've been in the sport for forever and everything. I know like certain benchmarks, like 182 is 400 pounds, but 227 is 500. But any number in between that for Kane, like I have no clue what he's lifting.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, okay, I know this is a max or not a max and stuff like that. So,
exactly.
But yeah, and that's happened a couple times where he's done a lift and then like afterwards I figure out how much it is in pounds and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yes.
You did that?
Yeah.
So
like really? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like, and you know all those stories behind you and Kane, and so like if you're watching Kane, you're like, oh man, like he's coming off that back injury, and wait, did you just PR? Like, whoa, and like
exactly.
You're watching him like, oh, how's this gonna go? And yeah, there's a story behind it. And I want to see if we can build more of a story with it. Yeah. Hopefully like with podcasts like these, like inner stories, like people can like listen to this right before like a national meet and be like, oh, I know this person and I know what they've been going through, and this is very important to them, type thing. So, I relate to them,
Yeah. Stuff like that would be good.
Yeah. And when they're watching the Wonder Years, they're like, man, Coard would kill this.
Yes, he would.
Him and the Q-tip.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good.
With the business going on, is there anything that like new you're bringing or that you want to plug real quick, like while we're I guess wrapping up sort of, and like is there anything you want to start like let the listeners know, or
anybody in the area that wants to, well, obviously if you're interested in CrossFit, you're more than welcome to come out to CrossFit Indian Trail and try it out.
Yeah, great coaches and all even the athletes here are very knowledgeable.
Yeah. So you're more than welcome to try out CrossFit here, and then anybody interested in weightlifting, I would definitely say this would be the place to come. Strictly not because of Kane's lifting, but because of coaches coaching.
Yeah. And Coard's cording.
Coard's cording. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, if you have any, or if you're interested in any of that, you can contact me or CrossFit Indian Trail at info@crossfitindiantrail.com.
Yep, and there'll be a link in the description, so I'll make sure that'll be there. Sweet. And let's see. What are you looking forward to? Like, is there anything new coming your way, like in life, whether it's business or life? Is that something you've been looking forward to?
I don't
2-year anniversary. There
2
we go.
years, yeah, I got to make it to 2 years.
I should have whispered that 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like,
that would have been better.
Are you going to ever go back on the platform, you think?
Well, yeah,
you did a little bit recently.
Yeah, I went to the RVA Open.
Okay, that was just last 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Yeah.
I did that, and I knew I was going to do it. I told myself as I got closer I would actually train for it. I maybe did like a handful of lifting days beforehand, 2 weeks out. And it went better than I expected. Yeah. But my plan is my main focus is on CrossFit Indian Trail.
Gotcha.
I'm kind of to the point with like weightlifting and everything like that, especially after going through like that whole like 1.5 year period of just being beat up on and off and everything like that, to where I'm tired of being like in pain a lot.
Yeah.
So
with high intensity and heavy volumes, it gets to you.
So, but also this gym has been a blessing and like a much needed passion for me and everything like that. When I wouldn't say down or anything, like slightly lost.
When you're transitioning.
Yeah.
There's like a transition phase always going on. Yeah.
So this was much needed, and it's put me in a spot to where I'm just solely focused. Like, I just want to make this good.
Yeah. You're trying to PR with this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll keep, doing some lifting here and there and everything like that. I have every intention of going to the American Open, but I do not, I'll see what happens that day, but I have no plan of putting in the time and effort that I used to, because when I do that, that would take away from here and everything like that. I can do a class an hour a day with CrossFit, and that's nice, quick, easy, and then I can focus on everything I got to do here and all that. So, but I'll still weightlift because it's weightlifting. That was my first love and everything like that. So, and also, because this typically gets asked whenever people hear that I've just been CrossFitting, I am not planning on going to the CrossFit Games.
Oh, so. Okay. Man, come on. Like
it would take time away.
Okay. Like, how, like, do you ever watch any of the CrossFit stuff? And like how at the end, like, what was his name? Rory and Boz, I think, go head to head?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Oh, God.
You already know where I'm going. You and Fred Savage. Fight CrossFit to the death.
That's different.
Yes, okay.
I can do a CrossFit workout with Fred Savage, but...
Move over McGregor and Mayweather. Like this.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, this is what people want to see. Yes. Okay, and then, you do a guest spot on one of his shows.
Boom.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's the deal.
I like it.
There you go, yeah. And let's see, I think that's it. Do you have any sponsors or something at the gym that you, right now, that you're trying to...
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because I usually like to make sure, I've been wanting to make sure, like, you have sponsors, support them and all that, like that, so they continue supporting you.
Not that I'm aware of,
yeah.
at least.
Word. The Wilkes Weightlifting. There you go. But with thank you so much. It was awesome.
Problem,
Appreciate it, Coard.
Appreciate it.
All right, y'all. Thank you again so much for listening to this episode with Coard Wilkes. Again, follow him at Smooth105Proof. Follow me at Jeremiah the Insta on Instagram, Jeremiah the Social Media on Facebook, and Jeremiah the Twit on Twitter. Again, I'm going to step up my Twitter game, but check me out on Instagram. That's actually my main one. If you ever want to hit me up, you can hit me up through Instagram. I always love responding to people on there. And again, thank you so much, y'all. Beautiful audience, and y'all are doing awesome. Shout out to my Swedish fans, and have a wonderful day. Peace.